Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this awesome looking Android box. This is called X2 Pro and is done by a company called Monsterbox. This is an Android 12 with dual band Wi-Fi, 4GB of RAM, 32GB internal storage, also a gigabit LAN. If you are watching this on YouTube, this is YouTube friendly. If you are watching this on a different platform, that means this is full version. And I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Make sure you click the notification icon, select all, in order to get notified once we have a new video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We'll have to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. In here are all the components that are part of the box. It comes with this user manual, which indicates the company name, also model number, and it says user manual with the proper picture. Now, when you open it, it is just giving you a diagram on how you will be able to connect, which we're going to cover in this video. Also, the basic setups, startup programs, and some troubleshooting steps that you need to learn, but it's very small the way that it's been put together. And also in the back, it just talks about what each feature is. So this is page 1, and then you have to open it. You will see the connections, and then chapter 2, which is going to be troubleshooting. And then there's a chapter 3 for best performance, how you should be able to really use it. It's all going to be written in the bottom, but that's about it. It does come with a HDMI cable, and also it comes with this power adapter. It is 5 volt 2 amps, created for Canada, United States, and this is the part that will connect to the box. And we will take it out of the plastic. And as you can see from the front, it does have a little functionality for your regular TV, but it's using IR. You can see the power for your TV, and then source, volume up, and then once you put it in the back, it shows that how you will be able to pair this with the TV. I am not going to demonstrate this on a video. And then also you have the power button for the box itself. You have the static mouse, numeric buttons. Also you have a favorite button, also last or delete button, or together. And then also you have the menu key, return key, navigation key with the OK in the middle. Also you have the EPG button, info button, subtitle button, audio button, the home button. And then going down, you also have volume up and down, channel up and down. You also have the mic button. We're going to test that. Also the mute button. You have the 4 colored button. It's really going to be useful inside of the actual app. And then some shortcuts for the favorite apps. Now, when you look right in the bottom, you have the logo. This is really cool the way that they have processed this. But when you go around, there's nothing much around it except the IR sensor, which is going to be on the top. When we put the battery, we will show you. And then how you will be able to open the bottom is not to slide down. There is a little space right over here. You have to put your finger inside, and then easily comes off. You can put 2 AAA batteries, which is not included in the box. But this is the remote. And the big moment is the actual box sitting inside of a little plastic so it doesn't get scratched up. Let's open it up and bring it out. And this is how the box really looks. I really like that design. It does remind me of another box, which I'm not really a fan of, but this is really cool because this is Monsterbox. When you look in the front, it has this little panel. Yes, it does have the fingerprint residue. As soon as you put your finger, it will really keep it for you. And then you also have their model number, which says that this is X2 Pro. Go on one side of it, you have a TF card reader, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and then you have the reset little hole. And then once you open the antenna, it's really big. It is not detachable. Make sure that you don't break it. And this is good for really good for Wi-Fi for longer range. And then you have the DC connection. You also have the IR connection. This will be able to extend your IR remote. If you need to use the IR, then you need to buy the extended IR connection. You also have the AV connection. I do not know why we need this these days in 2025. Also, you have the HDMI cable, you have the LAN connection, and then also you have the SPDIF or optical audio connection, so you can connect it to your. And then when you flip it in the bottom, you have these little holes for ventilation. You have a little sticker for your serial number and MAC address, and then full the rubber legs, so this way when you put it on the ground it does not move that much. And then if you have a heavier cable, so you can move, but it's not going to move that much as you're really expecting, because there's going to be a weight right over here, and then when you move it, it doesn't really move, which is perfect. Now going on the bottom again, you do have a little sticker that will tell you what model you have, just in case if you don't remember. Also what type of input, just in case if you ever misplaced your power, you need to buy another one. And then right at the bottom of it, it does indicate to you the same thing, just engraved, and an FCC, but there's no writing about it. So good enough. Let's go ahead and connect this. So now we will place the battery in the remote first. Once you place it, make sure you put the back on properly. And then once you do that, now in order to make sure that your remote works when you press any button, there is a little blue button that will blink, but that's not good enough for me. So in order to make sure that it works, when you position it in front of a camera, it doesn't matter if you have to film it or not, you do not really need to film it, because you cannot see this with your naked eye. Look at it through the camera itself. When you press any button, you're going to see that it's blinking. Now that means as your remote is fully functional. As per CEC purposes, we're going to connect HDMI first, because if your TV's on and your box is off, you don't put the HDMI first, it will be confused. Your TV will be confused on what you have connected. And then once it's done to, connect the power. And then on the front, it will say booting, and then it will change to a time. Once you turn it on for the first time, or when you're turning on the box, this is what you should see, is the logo. It does have a little animation, and it will go to a welcome screen. Now, when you're processing, that welcome screen will give you some little steps, like how to pair your remote. Alright, so now we will pair our remote with the box itself. So we'll tell you what buttons to press, which is going to be the OK button and volume down. So let's press that together. Once you see this little blue light is going to be flashing, then it will be able to connect. And there you go. Now it says connected. And now we will be able to set up our box easily. Once you're in, you can see right from the top side that you do have their company name. On the left hand side, you have the weather widget, which is taking it from your IP address. Now, if you are behind proxy or VPN, that will differ, that where you're connected to. And then you have the time, and right underneath of it, it will tell you that if you have connected a USB, which mine is, and also if you're connected via landline or Wi-Fi. Right underneath of it, you have apps, and these are the apps that are part of it. Now, there are some that we have installed, and they're default ones there. Now, this part will be on the full review. So if this is a full review, hang in there, we will come up. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it's not going to be here. Underneath of it, you also have settings. So under settings, you have regular system settings, and then you have launcher settings. You can click on it and it will give you some more information. Also system update. Now it does have OTA. And then hotkeys, you can select and you can set it up, which will be on your remote. These colored buttons, you can set it up so you can open a different app. System information, you can click on it and then it will tell you exactly what you have, which version you have. The last part is if you have a lot of apps open in the background, you can click on this and it will close them for you. And this is how easy it is to process. Let's go next and do some benchmarking. Now the first thing we're going to go to will be YouTube. Now by default, as soon as you bring it up, it is set up on 1080p as auto quality because we are capturing it on 1080p. But if you click on it, you will be able to change it to 4K. This is 2K, this is 4K. So we can click on it, takes a couple of seconds, and as you can see, it doesn't play it. But if we click on it and go to 2K, it does not play. Now if we click on it and go to 1080p, then it will play. Now if we change it back to 2K, it's trying to decode it right now. There you go. 2K just came in. But if I have to change it to 4K, let's say how many seconds it will take for it to load as 4K. Now again, this box is not bad. There you go, 4K. It changed me back to 1080p as you can see. So it does not change by any form of play to go to 4K. So the 1080p is a normalized one and we will stick to that. Now let's go a little bit geeky into this. So some geeky moments right now, you can see that this is 1080p, 0 frame drops, and right underneath of it, it says current optimal resolution is 1080p 60 frames. Right underneath of it, the volume is 100%, yes, and then codec is AVC1 and also OPOS. But there is still 0 frame drops, which is really cool, but again on 1080p only. So again, it looks really cool and very vibrant. The next thing we will test will be AIDA64 or AIDA64. Under system itself, when you select, you can see that the name is right on top. Underneath of it, the manufacturer on this says VCBox. Yes, it's the same company that makes this box. And then the model number is X2 Pro. The brand on this is Allwinner. And going down, here is more information. Now, the RAM on this is 4 GB. How much is in total? And then how much is available? The internal storage on this is 32 GB. And you can see how much is there and how much is free. There are some partition parts and also some OS installation, so it does take some little space. And on top of that, the apps that we installed to do some testing. And that's why this much is left. This part is the USB that we connected for video playing. And it does have Bluetooth connection. The CPU on this is Allwinner H313 and H616 to make this a very powerful box. On top of that, this is quad-core processor, which is running on Cortex-A53 on 1512 MHz. It is a 64-bit ARM, but it's running on 32-bit. Now the cores are 4, and here's the ones that the minimum and maximum is, and you can see how much it goes, which is going to the maximum. Under display, you can see the native resolution is 1080p, but the GPU is running Mali G31, 60 frames per second, landscape mode, open GL is 3.2, which means that some games that you want to play, like first player games, will play nice and flawless. The network on this is, as you can see, 5G is supported, which is right over here, and that's how you know that this is a not bad box. And as you can see, this is running Snowcone, which is Android 12, and there's no information about the terminals, and here is all the codecs that everybody's asking for to see which ones are involved in this box. So most of the ones that you need to do streaming is involved, and anything above that is not involved. VP8, MPEG-4, HEVC, also H263, and also 64 is involved in this to process your games or your video playing or streaming properly. The next thing we will launch will be the Geekbench. Now we have already processed it, so for that we have to turn on the mice. And as you can see right now, we have 111 for single core and 384 for multi-core. Again, for this box running on OS 12, this is a really good number. So for the next step, we're going to test the video playing. Now for this, we're going to use VLC, so let's just launch it. And once you're in it, I have hooked up a USB, and we will find the files that we want. And once we are into it, this one is going to be 1080p. Let's just click on it to play. And you can see that it does play it perfectly. Now I'm just going to bring up the volume a little bit so you can hear, but I do not want it to be overtaking our voice. You can see that it plays it flawlessly when it comes to 1080p. So this is a good sign. And again, the voice is right, the sound is right, and also the picture is correctly playing on 1080p. Let's go to the regular 4K that we have, and automatically really quickly it start playing it, and it froze a little bit right now. So on 4K, this is from a phone, it's frozen right now, and I'm just trying to play. You can see that it does show that it is playing it, but it's not moving. So 4K on this needs to be worked on, and I'm sure that these guys are watching us, so that way they don't work it. And then we have the 10-bit on 4K. Let's just try to see if it totally freezes. So now for the voice section of it, when I press the voice, and it does have voice, and when I bring it down, yeah, so it's playing, but there's no picture. So these guys really need to start fixing the codecs and decoding on this box to make it even better for our own video player. I know that when you're streaming things, it will be playing, but when we want, did you see that? It flickers. So when we're trying to play a 4K video, it does not work even in YouTube. Again, the box is really good, the chip is really good, the RAM is good, the inside is good. Let's just get the Wi-Fi, by the way, is really good too. The Ethernet is working perfectly too. USB is running everything properly too. You can see that it plays it, but the codecs, when it brings picture, needs to be worked on. So I know that these guys are listening and going to watch this video and will bring some sort of an update to fix these parts. But for our video, I have to say that 4K in total does not work on this box. Minimum or maximum will be 1080p. The next thing we will play with will be speed test. So the first thing we will process is going to be Wi-Fi. We are connected to our Wi-Fi 6 router, but let's see exactly what type of numbers we're going to get. So I have to mention that this is about 2 rooms away where the router resides to process this, and this is the number we're getting right now. So for download, we got 428 megabits per second. And for our upload, it's almost done, so we can process and let you know. So 172 for our upload with a gigabit internet. Now let's go through and hook it up as a LAN. So we will press home so you can see it, that it is connected via Wi-Fi. And right now we connected our landline, so we're just waiting for that Wi-Fi to disappear to change to a landline. And there you go. Now we can go back to our speed test. And here you go. Now we're going to test it with the landline. So remember that it is a gigabit LAN. So let's see what type of numbers we're getting now. And it is reaching the numbers that we're looking for, is 900 megabits per second, which is really cool. So let's see exactly what number it will stop on. So we know, there you go, 904. And for our upload rate is about 174 almost. And there you go, 175 for our upload rate. So you can see in the bottom of it that it will tell you that this is even good to check on 8K video. But again, this box cannot process that, but you can watch that much, which is really cool. Again, all the links will be available at the bottom of the video, except that this was our take. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment on the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places. And thank you.